If you're looking for an awesome product at a great price, be sure to check out the link in the description. Caribbean LGBTQ+ activists celebrate as court strikes down Colonial-Era laws. A wave of jubilation has swept across the Caribbean as LGBTQ+ rights advocates celebrate a landmark ruling in St. Lucia. The Eastern Caribbean Supreme Court has struck down Colonial-Era laws that criminalized gay sex, marking a pivotal moment for the LGBTQ+ community in the region. This historic decision, met with cheers and tears, signifies a significant step forward in the fight for equality and human rights. The court's ruling declared the so-called boogery and gross indecency laws, which criminalized consensual anal sex, as unconstitutional. Activists, the very claimants in the case, have described the judgment as deeply personal, yet they acknowledge that the journey towards full acceptance is far from over. In a joint statement, they expressed their understanding that not everyone will agree with the ruling, emphasizing their call for fairness and the removal of outdated laws that violated fundamental human rights. They see the repeal of these laws as just the beginning of creating a safer and more inclusive St. Lucia for all its citizens. Attorney Veronica Sinak, who worked tirelessly on the case, underscored the historical significance of the ruling, reminding the public of the origins of these laws. She highlighted how these laws were imposed during colonial times and not necessarily a reflection of the local culture. The now-defunct laws carried a penalty of up to 10 years in prison for those found guilty of engaging in same-sex activity, and while the government did not actively enforce the laws, their mere existence cast a shadow of fear over the LGBTQ+ community. The Human Dignity Trust, a UK-based legal organization that aided in the case, stated that the existence of such a provision was a violation of human rights, supporting further discrimination. The Eastern Caribbean Alliance for Diversity and Equality initiated legal challenges against similar laws in several Caribbean nations back in 2019. Courts in Barbados, Antigua and Barbuda, and St. Kitts and Nevis had already struck down such laws in 2022, followed by Dominica last year. Kenita Placid, the Alliance's executive director, was left breathless upon hearing the monumental judgment, acknowledging the rarity of seeing such hard work yield tangible results. Despite the victory, Placid urged caution, warning the LGBTQ+ community in St. Lucia to remain vigilant. She pointed out the ongoing danger, citing the brutal murders of several gay men in the country over the years, emphasizing that the judgment did not automatically guarantee safety. Placid painted a picture of a society where gay men are often scrutinized and where there is pressure to document behavior. She stressed that changing the law was just half the battle, the other half being the long road to changing hearts and minds, allowing people to coexist without fear of violence based on their sexual orientation. Tia Braun, the chief executive of the Human Dignity Trust, hailed the ruling as a significant victory for the Caribbean's LGBT community, reducing the number of jurisdictions in the Western Hemisphere that continue to criminalize same-sex intimacy to just 5. Attorney Sinak believes the St. Lucia judgment could hold persuasive value in those remaining countries, Jamaica, Grenada, Guyana, St. Vincent and the Grenadines, and Trinidad and Tobago. Earlier this year, the Trinidad and Tobago Supreme Court overturned a 2018 judgment, prompting concerns regarding the country's legal landscape. The case will now go before the Privy Council in London, the final court of appeal for UK overseas territories and some Commonwealth countries. Campaigners are concerned about a savings clause, a legal technicality designed to protect colonial laws. Sharon Motley, regional program manager for the International Lesbian, Gay, Bisexual, Trans, and Intersex Association of North America and the Caribbean, noted that the ruling